Hey YouTube, so we're on our second bucket of that stuff. It just came yesterday afternoon with UPS, so it was on a 3-day turnaround time from the day I ordered it, I think. And I'm going to be using this board that I'm pointing at there for one of the seats of the benches. I have a couple of them, so I'm going to use that. The trouble is I'm thinking about putting the preservative on it, but then it's going to turn it green, and I don't know if I'm going to like that. I'm thinking about just putting some kind of outside polyurethane on it or something. I've got to come up with something better. So anyway, this morning, Carmine, which is really big help, he's over there somewhere doing some raking. Yeah, but what he's going to be doing then is on the backhoe, there's some firewood, so he's going to have to bring that over here. And he's young enough yet where he just got his driver's license. His mom wouldn't let him get a driver's license until he could afford to pay for the insurance for him by himself, which I thought was a good idea. And anyway, so he enjoys riding the backhoe and driving it yet. And I'm glad that he knows how to do it, because you never know, so if something happens to me or whatever, he could at least run the backhoe if he has to, if something would break or whatever. So it's always a good thing to have somebody learn all this stuff. I know that's what got me going with things. It never hurt me to learn anything, that's for certain. When Carmine was real little, you can see he started the backhoe over there. When he was real little, I used to put him on my lap and we would go and dig holes with that thing. He used to go crazy with that.
What they tell you to do is to kind of make a mound with a middle raise. So it has kind of like a crown to sit on. The roots should be able to spread out a bit. So is it turned on, huh? Okay. have to worry about these, Daddy. Daddy will come up on their own. But I don't want you digging up in this corner.
I'm not digging nothing.
I'm talking about in the fall
Alright.
or winter. Don't disturb. Okay?
Yeah.
Guys, they won't like it if you do. You want me to come? Maybe the spade would be better than the shovel. I want you to break this down and put this here. Okay? And this roots can get covered. You see what I'm doing? Stomping like this? That's what I need you to do. So that they get set in. And then we'll put more dirt. Okay? I don't know what this is coming out. Okay? Go ahead. This is grounded. You have to be careful with this stuff. This is a good plant. I bought this last year. Okay, get it all around. Don't be afraid to step down. You want it firm. Okay? Now you can add more. See, it must have been so much plants and things. Okay? And when we're ready, we'll do the next one and the third one there. I'm gonna take out some for that area that we just did. Good to go?
Yep.
Good. Now you can take this shovel and put some around it. Not a whole lot because it has to still be divvied up between the other two. Okay? And one more way in the back. So you can tamp it down again. Okay, good job. Now I'll go and put other two and we'll repeat the process. also have the bag of potting soil in the greenhouse.
Alright, so what do you want me to
Bring
use?
that bag here. Because that way we'll have more soil. Or whatever, you know? If it's squishy, then it needs some more topsoil. Okay? So here, you can just use this drought one, the shovel, whatever works better. Get some more there. What you can do is wash it with this one. Okay? Hey, Daddy, we have a flower on our cucumber already. Isn't that nice? I bought that from Lowe's. The cucumber. That's it. Great, sorry. Okay?
Yep.
Now, you can go back to that if it's covered pretty good. And bring the potting soil back over here.
Alright.
look, Carmine. It feels nice and firm in here.
Alright.
So,
That's good.
just so you know. So we'll leave that. I think you can put regular dirt from here. I just wanted them to have the best, These flowers are number one thing done. So you don't have to plant them anymore. Just plant those. Come up on their own. Kind of stuff you want to grow. It's easy to have them to buy and buy and buy. That's only one year. Ones that last a year are called annuals.
Yeah.
And perennials, when you hear perennial, it means they're ongoing all the time. Biennial would be 2 years they'll do and then no more.
Yeah.
So we'll need to get some water here. You have to go quick with that because it's a broken bucket. Pail. Now the other one you can go and water the hose. Okay? I think we need maybe one more, huh? There. This will be a nice splash of springtime. Okay, so the rest of this is yours.
Hey guys, I figured we'd bring you in on this a little bit here. That's a flower box he's working on for my wife to put her flowers in. And then we used a piece of, I got to put another coat of the green on there. That's just setting on there to see. But we used a rough or a live edge to make that seat. And I'm going to be making another one for over here. You can see how I tapered the back to fit your back like it's on an angle there. There's going to be two 2x4s running across there yet. Almost done. I need one more board here yet, 2x4, and then that'll be finished. So that looks pretty neat. I wasn't crazy about the live edge on the boards, but Carmine and my wife both like them, so I'm leaving it like that. I think it came out pretty good though. A lot going on in just that little area, but it'll be nice to sit on days when you don't want to have to go get a chair out of the garage or whatever. I'm waiting for this board to dry to put over there on that end here, up here. So as soon as it gets a little drier where I can handle it, I'll nail it up. Now this type of seat, just so you know, with the angle that it has, normally with this you don't need the 4x4s, but since it was an afterthought to build the bench that way, I didn't have the brace of the bench down on the joist. It's only resting on the top, and the 4x4 is taking up the weight of the back of the seat. So let me just show you what I'm talking about up close here a little bit. On the top of here, I'm going to put some of them round things that you can buy. I'm going to actually make them on the lathe. But what I'm saying here is these back braces, normally I would brace this right at the back of the deck, nail it in from underneath. But since I did this as an afterthought, I just put the brace nailed to that, but the 4x4s are holding it. So normally you would end up with these braces here way over here a little ways, because the 45s that you would cut would take up that much space. But the way it is right now, it's using the rustic wood and all. It looks good. I'm hoping it lasts a while, but we should be in good shape with this. And Carmine built that flower box for Grandma, so that works good. And I'm going to nail that piece up in a second, and I'll show you the finished product. There's a piece of paper underneath the deck over there that you missed, Carmine. Yep. See it? What size boots do you wear? Man, they're huge. Can you reach the fire thing from there in case you get cold?
No, not that much, but I'm short, so.
So Carmine's relaxing. We got the deck pretty much done. I actually have to put an apron along the outside edge of it, but I didn't stain the board. I had forgotten about it. I'll get it later. So we're looking good. Got to fill this with stone over in here yet, and that's it. So it was Carmine and my wife's idea to put those built-in bench so we don't have to be going in the garage when we come out just for a couple of minutes at night to sit. And those are pretty comfortable because they slope backwards, those benches. You fit in there all right?
Yeah, I fit good.
Have a good one, guys. Bye. So Carmen and I were working on the deck today. My wife's already got a plant on it. And I just want to show you we pretty much finished it. And Carmine wanted a little fire just to enjoy himself a little bit. I wanted to show you this is the live edge boards that I had saved. One here and there's one over there that we wanted to make for benches. They look pretty nice, I gotta say. I wasn't keen on it because I'm used to doing, you know, like 2x6s down there, but it looks good. This is made so that actually it's a, for lack of better words, a lumbar effect. When you sit on this, the smaller your back, and then the way it's made. The angle on this thing, if you use a bevel or a framing square, is 3.5 to 12 to get the angles on there, in case you're interested. But yeah, so this is all lumber from the kiln, or from, well, not from the kiln, but from the sawmill, I mean. And got some hickory burning in there, so that should pretty soon stop smoking and be a nice little heat. Got the flower box for my wife. I want to plant some grass in here. We sunk the stone down in for the step on when you come off the deck. I do have to put an apron around here yet. I didn't get to do it because I forgot to stain the wood that went with it. This is mine. I just was in at the lathe. I needed to finish this off with something. It's a piece of hickory. So, and then the boss has made her presence here with a cup of coffee. Trying to relax a little bit. Naturally I'm not. I'm walking around. But the deck came good. We're happy with it. We're enjoying it already, and I really am glad that we were able to make it from the wood that we got from the lumber from the sawmill. I think that having a sawmill for somebody like me who does a lot of stuff is just a great... Okay, so I guess I'm going to have to sit down. I got to get some stone for in here. I want to get stone, some 2B stone to fill in there. So you went along with me from the very start here, and now you get to see the finish. Thanks for joining along, guys. Have a good one. Bye. So it's the end of the day. Just relaxing here a little bit. It's about time they just sit and relax. Everybody else is either getting ready for bed, or Sally's putting the chickens to bed, I think. Checking on them.
You second?